Okay, good morning, everyone. We're Group 1 and we'll be, going in depth on CARICOM. Yes. So the establishment, Caribbean Community and Common Market, is also known as CARICOM. And this is a regional group of nations that encourage common policy and economic goals. The Caribbean Community, CARICOM, was formed in 1973 and is a grouping of 20 countries, which consist of 15 member states and 5 associate members. And these 15 full-time countries, you can see, we're trying to go fast today, so you guys can, go through those. And the associate members are Anguilla, Bermuda, British Virgin Islands.
No. That is Ati Brown. Go through the 15 countries. All the countries. It is very important.
Okay, sir. So these 15 countries are Antigua and Barbuda, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Haiti, Jamaica, Montserrat, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Suriname, Trinidad, and Tobago. And the associate members are Anguilla, Bermuda, British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, and the Turks and Caicos. And these associate members retain part-time privileges.
Good morning. So, CARICOM was formed in 1973 after the founders had enacted the Treaty of Chargoram, The Caribbean Community and Common Market was established to replace the Caribbean Free Trade Area, which had failed in its mission to develop policies in the region pertaining to labor and capital. The Caribbean Community and Common Market was the result of a 15-year effort to fulfill the hope of regional integration, which was born with the establishment of the British West Indies Federation in 1958. The Caribbean Community and Common Market is a regional group of nations that encourage common policy and economic goals. One of CARICOM's current goals is to establish a free trade zone and single market for increased trade and economic growth in the region. It established the basis of a common market where there was international free trade, a common external tariff, and some provisions made for the eventual removal of restrictions on the movement of capital, services, and labor within the region. This is the map showing the CARICOM member countries.
The organizations of CARICOM. So some of CARICOM's community institutions include the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Response Agency, CDERA, and they assist member states with disaster relief after severe hurricanes. So, yes. The Caribbean Meteorological Institute, CMI, provides training for students and practitioners of meteorology and other related disciplines. We have the Caribbean Environmental Health Institute, CEHI, who provide technical and advisory services to member states in all areas of environmental management. Next, we have the Caribbean Center for Development Administration, CARICAD, and they promote organizational development within the public sectors of member states by providing assistance in areas such as strategic planning, human resource planning, and public finance management. Next, we have the Caribbean Food and Nutrition Institute, CFNI, and they manage and prevent the key nutritional problems facing Caribbean countries through training programs and public education initiatives. Now, the CARICOM associate institutions are the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, and they provide funds to assist CARICOM nations in financing social and economic programs within member states. Then we also have the University of Guyana, UG, and this university is Guyana's only national higher education institution. Like, wow, I was kind of shocked when I found out. It was founded in April 1963, and it offers over 60 undergraduate and postgraduate courses. And we all know the University of the West Indies, UWI. The UWI has branches in 3 CARICOM countries: Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Barbados. And it serves the higher education needs of 18 English-speaking territories in the Caribbean. We also have the Caribbean glory to God, the Caribbean Law Institute, CLI, and the CLI is the main information source on laws affecting trade in the Caribbean region. And they cover subjects such as company law, shipping law, treaties, environmental law, survey, insurance law, consumer law, banking law, and bankruptcy. The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, promotes the protection of human and legal rights and the encouragement of good governance between countries and dependencies in the Lesser Antilles in the Eastern Caribbean. The organization has its own currency, which is used in 8 of the 9 member countries.
Sir, should I read all of the functions? Is that okay?
Very important to read it. Yes, yes.
Okay, so these are the functions of CARICOM. They want to improve the standard of living and work. They want the full employment of labor and other factors of production, accelerated, coordinated, and sustained economic development and convergence, expansion of trade and economic relations with third states, enhanced levels of international competitiveness, organization for increased production and productivity, achievement of a greater measure of economic leverage, to promote economic integration and cooperation among its members, and lastly, to enhance coordination of member states' foreign and foreign economic policies and enhance functional cooperation. These are the objectives. The objective of CARICOM are functional cooperation in areas such as health, education, culture, broadcasting, and meteorological services, technical assistance, disaster management, and with common policies in dealing with non-member states and transnational companies.
The benefits of CARICOM. Okay, so we have the better negotiations with trading partners, larger market for individual states, stronger persuasive voice in global matters, stronger Caribbean identity, and better appreciation of cultures. Benefits of talents of individual member states, the establishment of CCJ as well as the CSME, better negotiations with trading partners. Ooh, I'm reading this again. I'm so sorry. This was duplicated. Next slide.
Lastly, we have the challenges of CARICOM. The challenges faced by CARICOM were competition among member states in air transport, WISCO, plagued by problems, and ideals of common currency and passports still not achieved.
This is the end of our presentation. Thanks for listening.
All right, very good presentation, ladies. Group 2. Group 2.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So group 2 will be presenting on UE and CXE.
Jade is on fire.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so first we're looking at the University of the West Indies. So the University of the West Indies was founded in 1948, the Mona campus being the founding campus as a University College of the West Indies. It was originally started as a branch of the University of London. The university's establishment had been recommended in 1945 by the Irving Committee. The committee chairman, Sir James Irving, was a part of the Asquith Commission investigating calls for higher education in business colonies. After much deliberation based on factors such as population and facilities, the Commission recommended that the location be in Jamaica. By 1962, the university achieved independent degree granting status and had acquired the Imperial College of Tropical Agriculture at St. Augustine in Trinidad as a second campus. In 1963, a College of Arts and Science in Barbados became the third campus. The university now operates in 17 nations and territories in and around the Caribbean. So some achievements or benefits. One, offering a curriculum that is relevant to the need of the region. Two, having distant learning is a solution for many working Caribbean people who seek training and education to advance social mobility. Three, producing research that would contribute to the development of the private sector and society. And four, training skilled personnel or professionals to work in areas like business or medicine who would contribute to the society and the needs of the region. A challenge faced by the University of the West Indies is a lack of adequate funding. The main challenge facing the University of the West Indies, is that it does not have enough money to properly function. This challenge has worsened since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Due to this challenge, the university has decided to embark on global expansion to increase its streams of revenue.
Okay, so I'll be presenting on the Caribbean Examination Council, CXE. Next slide, please. So the origin of CXE is that it is a Caribbean Examination Council, and it has a regional examination board in the Caribbean that provides examinations for secondary and post-secondary candidates in Caribbean countries. It was established in 1972 under agreement by the participating governments in the Caribbean Community, or CARICOM. It was recognized as an associate institution of the community in the 1973 treaty that created the Caribbean Community. Members of the council are drawn from the 16 territories and the region's 2 universities, the University of Guyana and the University of the West Indies. Some achievements or benefits of CXC are: they develop programs geared towards meeting the needs of the Caribbean people. They made sure the curricula and examinations reflected societal goals. They ensured the examinations respond to the changing vision of the Caribbean. It assures the global human resource competitiveness of the Caribbean by providing syllabuses of the highest quality. It also allows persons of all ages to have reliable and valid certificates of knowledge that can be used in the international field. In the early stages, recognition was a challenge faced by CXC. In several of the territories, concern was demonstrated about the acceptance of CXC qualifications internationally. It had been reported to CXC that students who had gone to Canada after writing CXC examinations had found that the qualification was not accepted by certain Canadian high schools or universities. After an evaluation by the USAID Teacher Training Project in 1984, The evaluators recommended that CXC target the high schools and universities in a high-profile public relations campaign and negotiate agreements with North American institutions to ensure full acceptance of the qualifications. In the early stages, the structure of the examination was put under scrutiny. Objective tests, multiple choice, created early concerns as many territories believed that candidates should not be fairly assessed using this format. 49 years later, there are some who still feel this way.
This is the end of our presentation.
All right, thank you very much, group 2. All right, group 3. Very good analysis on CXC and UE.
Good morning, class. So today, Group 3 will be presenting on Caribbean integration, the West Indies Cricket Board, and Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. Okay, so the origin, formed in the early 1920s, headquarters located in St. John's, Antigua and Barbuda. The function is the West Indies Cricket Board, now known as Cricket West Indies, is the governing body of professional and amateur cricket in the West Indies. It operates the West Indies cricket team and the West Indies A cricket team by organizing test tours and one-day internationals with other teams. They also organize domestic cricket in the West Indies, including the regional four-day competition and the WICB Cup domestic one-day competition. Okay, so the West Indies Cricket Board is a sporting confederation of over a dozen mainly English-speaking Caribbean countries and dependencies that form the British West Indies. The members that are part of the West Indies Cricket Board include the Barbados Cricket Association, the Guyana Cricket Board, the Jamaica Cricket Association, the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, the Leeward Islands Cricket Association, comprised of Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda, British Virgin Islands, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Martin, and the U.S. Virgin Islands Association, and the Windward Islands Cricket Board of Control, comprised by Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent associations. It's just a little picture for you guys to see. Okay, so the achievements and the benefits of the West Indies Cricket Board. The West Indies cricket team, also known colloquially as the Windies, is a multinational cricket team representing the West Indies Cricket Board. Over the years, the West Indies cricket team has won numerous awards and titles. These include Cricket World Cup, won it twice in 1975 and 1979, the ICC World 20, won that twice in 2012 and in 2016, the ICC Champions Trophy only one time in 2004, and the ICC Women's World 20 once again in 2016. Now, we also win the new ICC's Women's Championship League, providing for more opportunities for female players. WICB's valued input in the prospects for the Future Tours program, offering countries in the top 8 to have more games among themselves. Winning series against Bangladesh in the Caribbean, I hope I pronounced that right. Leveling one-day international series in New Zealand and winning T20 in South Africa. So the challenges of the West Indies Cricket Board are They had problems with the structure of the board, and they decided to reorganize the organization to meet the challenges of developing and sustaining a successful future for West Indies cricket. The intention is to strengthen the cricket development program through the region. Rousseau said that the board was reorganizing into six major teams: cricket or operations, two development, three human resources and administration, four marketing, five finance, and six communications. I don't think the other person is here because our Wi-Fi is giving trouble, so I'll just continue. So the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. The origin of it is the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States came into being on June 18, 1981, when seven Eastern Caribbean countries signed the Treaty of Basseterre, agreeing to cooperate and promote unity and solidarity among the members. The function of this organization is it is an international intergovernmental organization dedicated to regional integration in the Eastern Caribbean. The 1981 treaty was replaced in 2010 with a revised Treaty of Basseterre, creating an economic union that is an agreement between countries where barriers to trade are reduced or removed for a single market with a customs union. So the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, the OECS, is now a nine-member group comprising Antigua and Barbuda, Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, Saint Kitts and Nevis, Saint Lucia, and Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. Notably, Anguilla and the British Virgin Islands are associate members of the OECS. The headquarters of the OECS is located in St. Lucia, but there are numbers of other offices located outside of St. Lucia.
Achievements slash benefits. In the years 2017 to 2018, the OECS had achieved majority of their achievements. One of these achievements include an increase in membership. The OECS has acquired 12 new strategic partnerships along with the reactivation of the Economic Union Working Group on Foreign Affairs. The OECS has also prioritized their economic affairs by one, finalizing the OECS growth and development strategy, job allocation increasing by 100 workers, implementation, multiple communities, and thematic physical and ecosystem-based interventions, tools, and training, forming a partnership between the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and the OECS.
I think her Wi-Fi went again, so I'll just finish it off. We're forming a partnership between the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and the OECS Commission. So the achievements and benefits are common currency and monetary union, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, harmonizing of policies in several areas, OECS economic union, I'm sorry.
Challenges of the OECS. OECS member states are challenged by the pronounced differences in levels of development in economic and political structures of the countries in the region, and the inability of integration mechanism to satisfy the needs at both ends of the scale. This problem is a permanent source of dissatisfaction for those countries which have not obtained the expected benefits. Another challenge faced in the OECS is high levels of vulnerability due to a unique combination of economic, social, and environmental factors. Over time, these factors have hindered the attainment of sustainable economic growth and the capacity of OECS member states to bounce back from external shocks. Given their small size and extreme openness and dependence, most OECS members are at unsustainable debt levels, particularly in their shrinking economy.
Okay, so this is the end of our presentation. I hope you guys understood and enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Uh, I thought that you could have delved deeper into the OECS, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. That's very important, right? However, what we're going to do is that on Monday, I will look at it in greater detail. So I'm going to ask the next group, which is group 4. Is group 4 correct? You're next.
Yes, sir. Okay, so group 4 got to present on the regional security system. So origin, the regional security system, RSS, was created in 1982 as a joint response to counter security threats. In October 1982, 4 members of the Organization of the Eastern Caribbean States, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Barbados to provide for mutual assistance on request. The participants approved plans and assisted one another on request. The regional security system is a hybrid organization where security services include both military and police employees who remain under the command of their respective authorities. The RSS initially started as a US instrument to battle the spread of communism in the Caribbean region. As of 2001, the RSS further collaborated with CARICOM, Regional Task Force on Crime and Security. The regional security system was created out of a need for collective response to security threats, which impacted on the stability of the region in the late 70s and early 80s. The RSS main function is to ensure the stability and well-being of the Eastern Caribbean region through mutual cooperation in order to achieve social and economic development and to maintain the principles of democracy, liberty of the individual, and rule of law. To specify, the functions of the system are to promote cooperation among the member states in the prevention and prohibition of traffic in illegal narcotic drugs in regional emergencies, search and rescue, immigration control, fisheries, protection, customs and tax control, maritime policing duties, natural and other disasters, pollution control, combating threats to national security, the prevention of smuggling, and in the protection of offshore installations and exclusive economic zones. Gran?
Achievements Achievements of the RSS include Operation Weed Eater, where they have eradicated a marijuana farm in a mountainous region of St. Vincent and the Grenadines worth an estimated $100 million. of drugs. They have successfully been able to charge 85 persons from the 120 money laundering investigations that they have been doing. The RSS has been able to assist member states severely impacted by natural disasters, example countries hit by Hurricane Hugo. And lastly, the RSS Asset Recovery Unit has worked with CARICOM, OECS, impacts, and so on. Benefits of the RSS include member states are supported since they are not able to adequately protect themselves on their own. Member states are more prepared to deal with risks associated with natural disasters or other threats to their security. Resources are pooled to member states to improve their security systems to fight crime, and member states are more able to work towards social and economic development.
These are the challenges. First one is reliability. The process of recruiting military forces and police authority may be lengthy as they must ensure that they are of a high standard and level of trust. Two, cost. Being involved in security factors can be very costly in the long run. This is as a result of having to purchase and maintain certain assets, for example, advanced technology, in order to achieve an efficient security system. Interference. This can be seen as a challenge as the security system can fail, creating more high at-risk threats. In this situation, additional security measures must be taken.
And that's it for the presentation.
All right, thank you very much. Group 5.
Good morning, everybody. This is Group 5. We will be presenting on CSME, the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, also called the Caribbean Single Market and Economy. This is a part of the regional institution. So, sorry. Sorry. So this presentation includes the following. So we'll be presenting on the origin, functions, organization of the CSME, achievements of the CSME, the benefits of the CSME, and the challenges.
The origin of the CSME. The CARICOM Single Market and Economy was established in 1989 as a way to deepen the integration movement of strategy development envisioned to better respond to the challenges and opportunities presented by globalization. The CSME plans to achieve this by the removal of restrictions on the economy to liberate the movement of goods, services, persons, capital, and technology, deepening economic integration by advancing beyond a common market towards a single market and economy, widening the membership and thereby expanding the economic mass of the Caribbean community, and progressive insertion of the region into the global trading and economic system by strengthening trading links with non-traditional partners.
Sorry about that, guys. My laptop is not ready. Okay.
The function of the CSME. The CSME is an arrangement among the CARICOM member states for the creation of a single enlargement economic space through the removal of restrictions resulting in the free movement of goods, services, persons, capital, and technology, and it confers the right of CARICOM nationals to establish a business in any participating CARICOM member state. The single market comprises of 5 regimes. 1, free movement for skills or labors.
2, free movement of goods. 3, free movement of services. 4, the movement of capital. And 5, the rights of establishment. The organization of the CSME. The single market component has been implemented in some 12 CARICOM member states, including Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago. It has resulted in the abolition of work permits and the free movement of labor, national criteria against discrimination, harmonization of legislation, free movement of capital, and a single currency, among other benefits across all 12 participating countries.
The achievements of the CSME. Some achievements accomplished by the CARICOM single market are legal and institutional measures mechanism to support free movement of goods, services, and skills, cross-border establishment of businesses, as well as boosting extra-regional trade.
So the benefits of the CSME. The CARICOM single market and economy was implemented to remove restrictions and encourage free movement of goods and services within the Caribbean community. Along with this, there are other benefits of the CSME. These include increased employment opportunities, increased inflow of capital. This is where the movement of funds are moved into the domestic economy from abroad. The creation of regional companies, goods being traded into free market conditions. So free market is an economy system where prices are determined by unrestricted competition between private-owned businesses. And last but not least, people of approved categories can move freely. These are people who are wage earners, self-employed, or people who are establishing businesses in the Caribbean community.
The challenges of the CSME. There is a balance of trade deficit between states, with some states exporting more goods into other countries than they are allowing in. For example, this uneven trade has affected the relationship between Trinidad and Jamaica over the years, where Jamaicans feel the Trinidadian government restricts the flow of Jamaican goods into Trinidad, while Trinidadian manufactured goods have almost nil policy restrictions preventing them from reaching Jamaican consumers. Secondly, the ideal of a common currency for Caribbean states has not been achieved beyond the OECS, which is the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. This would aid in the promotion of easy travel for tourists who would now be using only one currency for each Caribbean country. The free movement of labor between member states is received differently by countries. There is a fear of mass immigration among Caribbean states that are politically and economically stable. The fear is that mass immigration into their country will lead to a social and economic strain on their resources. For example, as a result, rigid systems have been put in place in countries such as Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados to restrict the flow of Caribbean immigrants.
Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very, very much for that presentation. I'll comment a little more on it on Monday. The next group, we just have 10 minutes. Let us see if they can pull this one. Group 6. Hello. Who are the members for group 6?
Just a minute, sir, I'm sharing.
All right.
So good morning. This is group 6 and we'll be presenting on the Caribbean Development Bank and Caribbean Tourism Organization. So what is integration? Caribbean integration refers to the cooperation between Caribbean territories in order to achieve peace, stability, and wealth. By integrating, the Caribbean community is able to scale their economies and even enhance their bargaining power globally. So, the Caribbean Development Bank. When was the Caribbean Development Bank established? The Caribbean Development Bank is a regional financial institution which was established by an agreement signed on October 18, 1969 in Kingston, Jamaica, and entered into January 1970. What is the purpose of the Caribbean Development Bank? The bank came into existence for the purpose of contributing to the harmonious economic growth and development of member countries in the Caribbean, and promoting economic cooperation and integration among them, having urgent regard to the needs of the less developed members of the region. What is the function of the Caribbean Development? One is borrowing member countries in optimizing the use of their resources, developing their economies, and expanding production and trade. To mobilize financial resources from within and outside the Caribbean region for development. To promote private and public investment, encourage expansion. To provide technical assistance to its regional borrowing members to support regional and local financial institutions and a regional market for credit and savings, stimulate the development of capital markets in the region. The organization of the Caribbean Development Bank. First, we have at the top, Board of Governors, then the Board of Directors, then the President, which includes the Chairman and CEO of the bank, Corporate Communication Unit, Internal Audit Division, Office of Independent Evaluation, Office of Risk Management, Office of Integrity, Compliance and Accountability. Then you have the Vice President, Corporate and Bank Secretary, which is in charge of Finance and Information and Technology Solutions Department, Legal Department, Human Resources and Administration. We have the Vice President in charge of Operations, Renewable Energy, Energy Efficient Unit, Corporate Strategy Divisions, Infrastructure Partnership, Public-Private Partnerships, Regional Support Facility, Projects Department, etc. Achievements of the Caribbean Development Bank. The Caribbean Development Bank has had numerous amounts of achievements. However, some notable ones in 2010 and 2011 are increased agricultural productivity, marketing, community-level enterprise development by designing rural enterprise credit programs which benefited about 2,280 people. The building and upgrading of 470 classrooms, the training of more than 1,330 teachers, which benefited more than 5,000 students regionally. Improved and allocated over 4,200 hectares of land for farming. 1897, 1,897 kilometers of road was improved or built, benefiting over 88,000 people. Provided 16,000 households access to sanitation systems and water. After the earthquake in Haiti in 2010, the Caribbean Development Bank, along with other donors, assisted Haiti by aiding Haiti meet their annual premium payment to the Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility, provided hot meals to more than 73,000 students per day through school programs, assisted about 3,054 teachers in graduating from college, and supported 175,000 in 1,121 Haitian schools through tuition waivers. The challenges of the Caribbean Development Bank: a high opportunity cost incurs due to the allocation of substantial portions of recurrent revenues, erosion of trade preferences for their principal commodity exports, and the global trend towards trade liberalization. The Caribbean Tourism Organization. When was the Caribbean Tourism Organization? When was the Caribbean?
Sorry,
Go,
sorry, my
Sash.
Wi-Fi moving a lot slower, so the slide's coming up slower. All right. When did the Caribbean Tourism Organization established? The Caribbean Tourism Organization, CTO, is a region's tourism development agency with 24 Dutch, English, Spanish, and French countries members and a Madrid of private sector allied members. The CTO's vision is to position the Caribbean as the most desirable year-round warm weather destination. Its purpose is to lead sustainable tourism, one sea, one voice, one Caribbean. The CTO was established in 1989.
What is the vision of the Caribbean? The Caribbean Tourism Organization's vision is to position the Caribbean as the most desirable year-round warm weather destination, and our purpose is leading sustainable tourism, one sea, one voice, one Caribbean. What is the function of the Caribbean Tourism Organization? 1. Providing a sound body of knowledge on tourism through data collection, collation, and research, creating processes and systems for disseminating and sharing tourism information, providing advice, technical assistance, consultancy services, and training and education for Caribbean nationals with respect to tourism. 2. Providing an instrument for close collaboration in tourism among the various territories, countries, and other interested is conducting regional travel and tourism programs to and within the Caribbean. 3. Promoting the consciousness of the need to preserve both the natural and man-made beauty of the Caribbean environment and demonstrating its direct relationship to the development of an attractive tourism product. 4. Developing a tourism product which is essentially Caribbean and which, through maximizing economic benefits, has minimal adverse social and psychological effects on the integrity of Caribbean peoples. 5. Seeking to maximize the contribution of tourism to the economic development of member countries and the Caribbean through programs likely to increase foreign exchange earnings, increase employment, strengthen linkages between tourism and other economic sectors like manufacturing and agriculture, and to reduce leakages from Caribbean economics. Benefits of the tourism organization. The organization provides specialized support and technical assistance in sustainable tourism development, marketing, communications, advocacy, human resource development, event planning, and event planning, sorry, just a minute, please. Event planning and execution and research and information technology. Challenges of the Caribbean Tourism Organization. One, national planning. From a national planning perspective, this means that all the agencies of government should be aware that they are all involved in creating the tourism product and the tourism experiences. In reality, this highly desirable situation where education, physical planning, social and health services, agriculture, air and sea ports, utilities and other agencies dealing with infrastructure, land-based and sea-based tourism, finance, etc., are all working together in a coordinated fashion to achieve clearly defined tourism objectives. It's very rarely the case. This is a major national cost. External competition in terms of their external relations. Each Caribbean country is actively competing for a share of the global tourism business, where the only important criteria are value and price. No allowances are made for its size or resources. The customer has often been made to expect something exotic and special to compensate for the distance he has to travel and the price he has to pay. His expectations are therefore high. Very few of our countries would be willing to settle for looking for business only in their immediate environment. As at its most extreme, St. Martin, for example, is competing with the United States and China. We understand the disparity. The disparity is understood in the perspective resources of these different countries. Complete vulnerability. But what is even more frightening, what is an even more frightening challenge is the complete vulnerability of our countries to external forces. Countries of the size and resources of many of our Caribbean states own no airlines, no cruise lines, no tour operators, no reservation systems, and frequently they are therefore dependent on others for the services necessary to support. They themselves are totally dependent. This is the end of our presentation.
All right, very good presentation, Group 6. Thank you very much, ladies, for your presentations. It was the last presentation for this subject, Caribbean's last group presentation for this subject. We have 3 more weeks to wrap up everything. So on Monday, I will give some feedback on the presentations, and I will, any area that you have not looked at, I will look at those areas on Monday. All right, ladies, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you very much for doing the presentation. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Yes, sir.
All right. Blessings.